Hello, 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 fam. It's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. I'm coming to you tonight. I am here in Dallas, Texas. My load doesn't, hey, highway exec. My load does not deliver till in the morning, but I'm already here. And I don't get unloaded until tomorrow. So I stopped early and I wanted to come in and chit chat with y'all. So, gentlemen, if y'all are in the building, fine. But I want to hear some ladies' opinion. Okay. Tonight I wanted to talk about, we haven't had what our ladies' night conversations in a while. So tonight I want to talk about successful women, or women that are independent, women that pay their own bills, women that do majority and independent and doing their own thing. Okay, so let me ask you this, ladies. My question to you is, if you a businesswoman and you handle your business and take care of the responsibilities and things that you need to do, and you in a relationship, you married or whatever the case may be, and you happen to make more money than your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever you're in a relationship with, do you still expect them to, like, if y'all going out to dinner, pay for the meal? What about if y'all living together? What is the normal arrangement? Let me put on my glasses. What is the what is the normal arrangement for men and women that it's hot in this truck, y'all. I just turned my APU off. But what is the normal arrangement for, I don't know, husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or somebody you're in a relationship, maybe you live with them or whatever the case may be, and the female is the one that is the breadwinner of the relationship. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Everyone should contribute if they're earning income. It's not about gender. I pay something even though my husband makes 3 times what I make. We pool the money. It's not mine and his. It's ours. It's not mine and his. Okay, fine. I understand that. I always live. Let me tell you about me. I never been in a relationship where the male made more than what I made. Okay, I've always been a go-getter. I've always been the one that let me see, doing good. Always been the one that was bringing it home, the bacon, as you say, and I never had a problem with that. What I always wanted from a relationship was not a man to take care of me. I've always wanted from a relationship for somebody to be there by my side, to support me, to catch me when I fall, to be loyal, to be supportive, to be my security blanket, all those kind of things. That's what I was looking for in a relationship. I never looked for somebody to take care of me financially. Okay, I was always able to do that on my own. I had been working ever since I was 17 years old, or no, 15 years old. Even when I didn't even was able to work, I even lied on the application so I can get a job. Okay, so my thing is, when I look for a relationship, it's not for somebody to come in that can pay the bills and could do this and do all that. I've always had my own house. Anybody that I've met, they either moved in with me or whatever the case may be. But it's like, sometimes, and yet nobody, but sometimes I feel like, what is it that men want? Do they want somebody that is able to contribute to the relationship, able to, because a lot of men say that, their wife didn't do nothing, or their girlfriend don't do nothing, or they don't help everything. Hey, what's going on, Brian? Everything is on them, y'all. It's like 85 degrees in my truck. I'm trying to open the windows. Everything is on them, and they don't have no help, and if anything falls apart, it's on them. Well, I never been that type of person. I've always pulled my own weight, or even pulled more weight than what my partner has ever pulled, okay? Because I'm just like that. I've always depended on myself. But it's like, when you get to a point where your spouse is doing good, they making money and you making money and things like that, I feel like it should be something together. You should have something together. I don't believe in everything being separate. How many of y'all have relationships where y'all have separate bank accounts? Y'all, nobody knows what the other person is making. I thought everything was supposed to be 50-50, like Teddy. Yeah, it is, but sometimes, what if you fall in love with somebody that is not able to make the same amount as you make, okay? But they are a great person. You fell in love with them, even though they can't contribute. There's some drivers out here that make, $500,000 a year. Do you expect to meet somebody that is making $500,000 a year? What if they can't do that? What is the common ground as far as being in a relationship, of what you can and should not, contribute? I'm like this. I'm like, I have everything. I mean, not have everything. How can I explain it? It's like, I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for, my car note to get paid. I don't ask for anything to get paid. But sometimes I feel like things should be offered, as should a person be contributing to me? Like, should they be giving me money when I have the money? Or I don't understand how that works. You know what I'm saying? My biggest lesson that I learned is like, I trust and then when I trust, it's like, I feel like I can do it. I can run the business. I can do everything that I need to do. And, but I need like a backup. I need a backup plan. I need someone that is like, if I fall, you got my back. You know what I'm saying? If I fall, you're able to pick up the pieces of where I left off, and nobody skips a beat. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But it's like, now it's really hard. Some women say that, they did everything that they're supposed to do. It's okay for both to give, regardless if you're making $1 million a year or just 50,000 a year. But how do you work that out? Like, if I'm making, let's just say I'm making 250,000 a year, right? But my spouse is only making 75,000 a year. So should everything be on me and I take care of everything? What should he have a responsibility for? You see what I'm saying? It's like, if my spouse had a secret bank account, I would take every dime out of there. If I could, then I would leave. What? I believe in putting you shouldn't have to ask. He should want. That's what I'm getting to. I shouldn't have to ask for anything, even though that I can take care of myself, and even though that I can, yeah, he still should pull his own weight. But what weight is that when everything is taken care of? Like, if there's no, what weight is he pulling? If I'm taking care of everything that I need to take care of, then what weight is he pulling? Like, if your bills are paid and all that kind of stuff, I can see if you like in the same household, maybe you should stand us a bit, deal with somebody on your level financially. Even though somebody is on my level financially, doesn't mean that they are a perfect match to me, because your finances doesn't really, in my case, determine really doesn't determine like if you a good person. You have good people out here that have good hearts, and that will give you 100% of whatever. Their income is not as much as your income is. Okay. So I would never not talk to somebody or not date somebody because they wasn't making over six figures or they didn't have four or five businesses or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you could start at the ground level and work your way up. Also, I look for a partner. I don't look for somebody to take care of me. I really look for somebody to grow as I grow. You see what I'm saying? You're looking for two people that want to grow at the same level and that has the same goals and of the future of that, what they want to do. I can work with anybody. You don't have to have a lot of money. Let me see. Both of you should come to an agreement on who pays what, and if makes more money, then the other person should be able to pick the balance. How about this? Let me ask you this. Let's say I borrow $500 from my husband, right? Or borrow $500 from your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. If y'all in a relationship together, should that money be required to be paid back? Is that like a loan that you would go to a bank and get? Or is I need something that you may, if I need something, should you be able to give me that money without me having to worry about paying you back anything if you are married or in a relationship? Or even though that person may be my husband or my boyfriend or whatever, if you give me something, should I have to pay that money back? Why are you borrowing if that's as your man or woman? It shouldn't be a loan, right? The loan is when you're going to a bank. When you're in a relationship and you're in a marriage, if I got $20 and you need 20, if I got $40 and you need $20, I should be able to give you that $20, right? And not worry about it coming back to me or how I'm going to account for it, right? If you are married, it is not a loan. You can borrow money from your, it's your money. You can't borrow money from your spouse. It's your money. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And do you really need to be in a relationship if you don't need nothing from each other? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's, make sure, let me see. Make sure he's not here for the money. It's hard to tell when a person loves you because of you or if they love you because of what you have. And sometimes you don't realize the difference until you don't have that anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, when you're in a relationship and when you're in a marriage, it's supposed to be for sickness and health, to death do you part, good or bad, whatever the case may be. And once you fall down, sometimes that's when you can find out if your relationship is really genuine or not. Because if something happens to you, you get sick, you go in the hospital, you lose your business, you know, y'all get put out the house and all this kind of stuff, and they're not able to pick up the pieces of what you was doing all that time, do you still want to be with that person? Because if you was with them because you just wanted them to have your back, you just wanted them to be able to step up to the plate in case you fall, and then when you fall and something happens to you, they're not there and they can't continue what y'all had going on, do you still need to be in that relationship? One thing I can't stand is fake promises. You know, I can work with anybody. You have to be able to develop a plan and you have to be able to work that plan together. And if you're not able to work that plan together, what are you doing? You know, we get older out here every day, and trucking for me is not a game. It's like we out here for a reason. We out here to do whatever it is that we got to do so we can get back to going back to the house or finding another business or whatever it is that you have to do. But this is not fun and games. You see what I'm saying? When you come out here, you come out here with a purpose. You're trying to make something happen, because this wasn't my first career choice. Okay. It wasn't like I was like, I'm going to truck driving school and I'm gonna be a truck driver and all this kind of stuff. This was kind of, for me, as a last resort of where can I go and get an income in a short period of time without going to school, without having to get another degree, without going to all these interviews, to be able to maintain the living that I had. You see what I'm saying? And my dream career would be just being an entrepreneur, being somewhere that I can work from home, being able to make my money from the house. It wouldn't be driving a truck for the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying? It's like I feel like being in this truck, I'm wasting a lot of things that I could be doing. Other things that I could be doing, making just as much money as I can in this truck. But for right now, I have to be in here because I'm invested. Okay, I'm invested 2 years in, and I'm still trying to work a plan. And sometimes, you may come in here in this you may come in this industry with the best intentions, as far as, okay, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that, me and my spouse is going to do this, we're going to make all this money, we got a plan and everything, and then all of a sudden that plan doesn't go the way, hey King Will, all of a sudden that plan doesn't go the way that you plan out. Now you got to regroup. Now you got to start all over. Now you going back from, basics and trying to work something else, because the person that you had that you thought that was on board with you is not on board anymore. So now you kind of rejuggling everything and trying to make something work. And out here, it's like if you don't stay focused and you don't stay on your path, it's so easy to be complacent out here. It's really easy to be complacent out here, and you really have to stay focused and detail on what it is that you want to do. So my thing is, it's like it's hard, and I see a lot of the women coming in the industry, they are single, they don't have any kids, they are coming out here making good money, and then you think that it wouldn't be a problem for them to find somebody, or meet somebody, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like some men are intimidated by women who are more successful than them. They can't handle that. They can't handle that pressure. You may be bringing home the money, you may be doing all kinds of stuff, you may have 3 or 4 things going on, looking into getting your own authority and all kinds of things, buying your own truck, you may be doing all those things, and then you find yourself, have you ever had or been in a relationship when they say things that really don't lift you up, that always you come up with an idea or something that you want to do, and every time you look around, they trying to throw a rock at your idea, or throw a rock at your glass house, or just try to shatter everything that you have going on around you, and eventually you be looking like, why is it that I can't handle it? I would still pay the bills even if my wife makes more. It's like the song Criticize. Be always trying to criticize you for everything that you do, and all you're trying to do is to make more, to level up, to do the things, so you're not sitting up there saying, and it's so confusing sometimes with men, because do you want a doormat? Do you want somebody that got your back? Do you want somebody to help you out? Do you want somebody that if you fall that can pick up and keep going? What is it that you want? You know what I'm saying? You don't want a person to be, it's like you don't want a woman to be so powerful and in demand and know what she wants and have all these ideas and a go-getter, because then you feel like she don't need you and all this kind of stuff, and you're not contributing anything. But then, hey Russell, I think, do I have to call you Russell? Are you going to school? Russell going to school, yeah, on the 10th. Yeah, Russell's going to school on 10th. But it's just crazy that we go through these things out here. And what I've learned being out here on the road, by myself, it's like I didn't come out here to the trucking industry to be by myself. I did not do that. I did not sign up for this. I didn't sign up for being a solo driver. I didn't sign up to be driving around on the highway by myself. Didn't sign up for none of that. But you know what? Sometimes I had to learn that I had to learn that first, I had to learn that I could do this, and not only do it, I can do it by myself, and I can still go on with the plans that I intended, but I just have to do things a little differently. And it's like, you weren't you married when I start? Yes, I was. I was. Yes. Yes, the goal was to get into trucking. The goal was to be driving with my husband. The goal was for us to team. The goal, and I had all kinds of plans for that. When we got to trucking school, y'all, when we got to trucking school, it was like we was like oil and water. Like, we didn't mix at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I it don't bother my husband. I couldn't keep up to whatever they was doing. So I got sick in the hospital. And the most hurtful thing to me was when I was in the hospital, and CR England told, find me a wife, Miss D. You don't need no wife. The most hurtful thing for me was when CR England told my husband to bring my bags over to the hospital, and he set my bags outside the door. That was the most hurtful, and did not turn back, did not come in the hospital room, just left my bags right there. And that was really hurtful, but it taught me a lesson. It taught me I could only depend on myself. And let me tell you something, when you lose everything around you and everybody around you. But no, Tasha, don't feel sorry. That's my story of struggle. That's my story of how you can get back on your feet. Sometimes you don't know the strength that you have. Okay, you don't know the strength that you have until you have nobody and no one to depend on. Then that's when you find your strength. That's when you find out that you're gonna be okay. And something in me would not let me give up. That's the way I look. When y'all looked at my old videos and stuff like that, and I looked like I was, I look like I was on crack or whatever the case may be. If you go back to my first videos, and the reason was I had been through so much, okay, but I realized I could not give up. Okay, that's why I talked to you all about not giving up, keep going, no matter what happens, whatever the situation is, just to keep going, because you got to do stuff for yourself, not for everybody else. Even when everybody else leaves you and they're gone, and you look around and ain't nobody there, you got to still keep going for yourself. So that's why I didn't give up. I went over to KLLM, and people was telling me that, what are you doing here? Why are you here? You need to go home. You're not going to be no truck driver. You're not going to make it out here. You ain't going to be able to. I couldn't even pull the release arm from unhooking the truck in the trailer. I couldn't even pull that out at all. Okay. And I just had the most difficult time getting started in this industry. But I did not give up, because I didn't have anything left. I didn't have anything left. My husband was gone. I didn't hear from him for 2 years. My kids, somebody was taking care of them, and all I had was myself. Okay. So that's why I'm so sincere about, things like that. And then you start from the bottom, you appreciate it more. And it's like, why are you so humble? It's because I've had all of this one time before. And the reason why I'm so humble right now is because you appreciate it the second time that you're given a chance and comes around to do things a whole lot better than you once did it before. A lot of things don't mean as much to me now than it did before. Like before, the house, I had to have the biggest house. I had to have the nicest car. I had to have the BMW. I had to, go to all VIP stuff. I had to have front row seats at concerts and stuff like that. And it's like now I don't have to have those things. Why? Because I appreciate it a whole lot more, and it's not easy to come by. So when you work yourself back up to a place where you was, and then you start doing better and better and better, you can't do nothing but keep going. Is it going to be hard for you? Yes. It's going to be really hard, but you cannot get sidetracked. That's why I tell y'all, when people come at me and they talk about me and they call me all kinds of names and things like that, it's like, it's so easy for me to go after them. It's so easy for me to call you out your name. It's so easy for me to cuss you out. It's so easy to talk about your family, to talk about you, to just do videos about you day after day after day. It's really easy for me to do that, because I feel like sometimes that at a point in my time, I had nothing to lose. That would be the easiest thing for me to do. But now I have to think before I react. I have to think about the words that I say before I attack. And the reason why is because usually the people that are attacking you, or usually the people that are bad mouthing you or talking about you or whatever the case may be, those are the ones that are actually going through a situation. And I just don't have that. I can't make that time. It's not worth it for me. Every time that I get mad or upset and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to really tell this person off, or they don't know this, or whatever this case may be. And I have to catch myself, because it's like, God didn't bring me all this way to be sitting up here talking about somebody else. I got a journey that I'm on. I got a lot of things that I have to do in my life, and I just don't have that time to sit and be distracted because of somebody else's opinion. Okay? It doesn't matter to me. When I asked this person, I said, look, I don't know what it is that you do. I don't know what it is. I said, but it came back to me that my picture was used in something. All I did was I said, I would appreciate if you would not use my picture. I mean, for what? What reason? Is there not other people that you can use? Just out of respect, would you please not put me in any of that? And the conversation, it was just an email, because that's not something that I'm gonna do on YouTube. It was an email that I sent and say, please, you can have whatever it is that you want to do. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, but please leave me out of that. I do not appreciate that, and it's very disrespectful to me. And I went to that person one-on-one and sent an email. And it was so funny that the email that I got back was like, my apologies. I did not mean no disrespect at all. I wasn't thinking. Give me a few minutes. I'll go back, edit, and I'll take you out the video, or whatever the case might be. So I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool, no problem. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was nothing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I cannot imagine what people would do for a view. It's that important for you to be like, this, that, and you do a whole 360. And it's like, behind the scenes, the email is, I apologize, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you, this, that, and the third. But soon as you turn the camera on, it's like, this B and that B and them B's and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't understand that. So it's like, wait a minute, I have to catch myself. and be like, you know what? Do we do tit for tat? Do okay, now you say something, now I'm supposed to say something. Now we gonna, handle this all kind of crazy. No. You know what I choose to do? I choose to leave it alone. Why? Because it's not worth it. If it's that, if it's worth you having the views to disrespect myself, and the only person that can say they disrespected is me. If I'm in there, if I'm a part of it, and I don't like something and I ask you not to use that, I have that right. And for somebody to say, oh, forget you, I ain't doing this, da 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 da, okay, it is what it is. I have to move on. I can't. I just can't. It's too much that I have going on in life, and especially with helping you all, with these applications, putting people in school, trying to get their career started and things like that. Y'all would be so disappointed in me if I took that time and just went da 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 da. It's not that important. No view, no subscriber, no none of that is important to defer me from what it is that I'm here to do, right? But yeah, and hopefully I can be an example to other people, especially women. I can't do that. We as women, we can't get involved with stuff like that. We can't be going tit and tat. Let the men handle that stuff. That's not anything that we can do. And for real men is not going to sit up there and tolerate you disrespecting or talking about other women. They just not going to do that. They're going to say something. A woman should never have to intervene. A woman should never have to say anything, because a man will always handle that situation. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? But other than that, it's just that what was on my mind tonight, I'm going to have to turn this air on because it is hot. Okay, there it is. But sometimes I feel like it's hard to am I getting the let's see, sorry for your flood chat. Here, see it. Will you ever get married again? Yes, I will. I know eventually God has a plan for me, and I know that He will send me someone that is very special. And I know that I don't like people that are younger than me. I love people that I like people that are older than me. Um, I don't like to argue. I don't like to fuss. I don't like to, fight. I just want somebody that is just even killed. Do yes, but yeah, I'm going through something right now. So, but do I think that I will get married? I think so. I think so. I think I will meet somebody that is mature enough to handle the things that I do. I don't even know anything about you, but right now it's like, I'm trying to be focused. I'm trying to do what I need to do, and I want to be able to say I did this on my own without no help. Does driving your truck get depressing? At first it did. It did. When I first got out here, I wasn't used to being by myself. So if you are a person that is married, got kids, always surrounded by people, it will get to you when you get out here and there's nobody but you. Okay, so that first 6 months up to a year, I was getting like, why am I doing this? Why am I out here? It got to be something better, whatever the case may be. But then I started meeting people. That's why when y'all saw my earlier videos, I would do meet and greets. Like, I would just walk up to drivers or be talking to drivers and just will interview drivers, and that's what kept me busy. So that what gave me, something to do while I was out here. Another thing that I did, let me see. Another thing that I did was I would meet people in different cities and state. When I say people, I mean like drivers, their wives, their family. People will come up to the shippers and the receivers and bring me something to eat. They will go by. Drivers will offer go pick up some food and bring back to me. So it was really, I embraced trucking like my family. Like these people was my family. you know um there would be wives at home. They knew about me. They knew, go check on Miss Diva. They would say, they would tell their husbands to go check and see if I was okay. They would give me a call. It was like a family to me. I was out here by myself, and it was like people just looked after me. They just made sure that I was okay, especially the ones that was in the industry for a long period of time. So there are good people out here. Nobody wanted to, talked about, going to a hotel room or sleeping with you or hooking up. I didn't have those type of things. People just always was just really nice and talk to me, and I guess they look at me as like a mother figure or auntie figure or what, grandma figure. I don't know, but when I'm out here, I just always had that respect. People say yes ma'am, no ma'am, things like that, and I try to carry myself in that way. So I might go by somebody's house and ask them how they doing, or it's just, yeah, it's part of being from the South. We talk to each other, we speak to each other, or whatever the case may be. I'm always happy to see people, especially if they know me from YouTube or whatever the case may be. But I find that you have to be a very strong man that is secure with himself in order to have a woman that is very independent and may make as much as you make, more than you make. You have to be very strong and very support. I want somebody to be supportive of whatever it is I do. you know um and I always have ideas going on how we can do better, how we can make more, how we can do this, how we can do that. But yeah, you have to be really secure, because I'm not going to stop what it is I'm doing. And then you have to come to the table with a plan. What is the plan? What is the plan? What are you bringing? What are you contributing? How can we help each other? You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy out here. It's crazy. So, but right now it's like, do I get depressed? No, because I got y'all. I can easily turn on the camera and talk to y'all anytime. And then the phone. And then that's why I keep busy. I keep busy with doing the applications and damsel in defense. I keep busy by doing recruiting. I keep busy by a lot of things I keep busy with. And then I try to go to a lot of places. So, but y'all, the best holiday was the holiday that I just had for Thanksgiving. And just to be with my family for that time, and no drama, no arguing, no fussing, no nothing. Just to have a wonderful time. That just meant the world to me. It makes me want to do more things like that. But let me see. Hook you up with one of them Southern queens. Oh, I don't know. That somebody said that house was old as I don't know what. That house was $125 a night. I know that, okay? And it was big enough for my family, for them to enjoy themselves and have a good time, and that's all that I needed. I wasn't looking for something that was extravagant or whatever. I was looking for something that got the job done and was able to accommodate so many people. Does it get sad again once you get back home? Yes. When I was at home, when I was in Brunswick for that week, I was like, oh my God, I went through something, because I was like, I had so much fun, and then have to come back out here and get on the road. It was like I couldn't get myself back in the swing of things, and then you looking at all this weather in Chicago and Ohio, in Iowa, and all the snow, and, all the trucks are sliding all over the road, and it's like, oh my God, I got to get back out here. And we just now starting winter, okay? We are just now starting winter, but right now I'm in Dallas, Texas. That's why I'm sweating. I just came from Chicago, Picked up the load a day early, came down here and nobody's here, so they let me stay here. I'm early. They don't. My appointment ain't till tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So it's like somebody hit my mirror. A RV hit my mirror coming down here, so I'm gonna have to get that looked at and get that fixed. What's your miles per gallon? Two, no, but yeah, y'all. It's just like, men say they want a good woman, but what does a good woman mean to you? Does that mean somebody that, I don't know, what is it that you want? A good person to me is somebody that can see the vision. Somebody that, because we getting old, I'm getting older. I'm 47 years old. In a few years I'll be 50 years old, and I want to be able to look back and say I did something. Right now I'm working on getting a truck paid for. I got to get another house. I don't even have a house. um I don't feel like I'm settled. I feel like, like all my clothes, everything that I own is either in my two cars or on this truck somewhere. So it's like I want to settle down. I don't want to run like this all the time. I want to get out here, do what I got to do, and I want to go sit my behind down somewhere and work from home. It's like I feel like I'm wasting a lot of things that I could be doing. um Wish you and Ripley was in my city. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Then you gotta like dogs, okay? You gotta like Ripley. I mean, and you gotta take to Ripley. You gotta treat Ripley like he was your own. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, do I think I will ever get married again? Yeah, I know I will, because I want a teammate. I want a companion. I want somebody that has my back. I want somebody like, when the going gets hard, they don't just up and out of there. You see what I'm saying? I want somebody that, can come up, that can think for themselves. I don't want to be the person all the time thinking of a plan of how to do more, how to be better. I want somebody to lead. I don't want to be the leader all the time. I want to sit back and take a back seat and just enjoy the ride. Not saying that I don't want to contribute, but I want to contribute in a different way. I think my talents and everything that I do can be so much more if I was able to work from the house. I could bring just as much money as I'm making in trucking at home, by doing something. Okay, but I just don't want to have the RV hit you. I'm in Dallas, and you know how Dallas is when you coming by 75, and it's like 6 7 lanes on the highway, and I'm in my lane, and the traffic was, really busy or whatever, and all of a sudden this RV come up, and they came over in my lane and hit my mirror, and they pushed it back. They didn't break it off, but they pushed it back, and it's like, man, it kept going, and I'm like, I don't know, but I got to get it checked out when I get to the yard. I'm able to see on that side. They didn't bust the window, the mirror, or anything like that, but they kind of bent it in some kind of way. But I'm able to see on that side. I guess I get them to look at it but it scared me, because when somebody hit your mirror, it's like bam, and I was like, what is that? And the man, I hit my mirror and kept going, but I was kind of like in traffic and couldn't. May I ask what happened to the lady that had a stroke? I'm not sure. She was featured on um, St. Christopher's Fund, so I'm not sure whatever happened to her. I gotta check and see whatever happened to her. She was in the hospital, and I think she had a stroke in her truck. Yeah, I gotta check and see what happened to her. But does Yeah, my Ram McNally has a dash cam built into it. I just don't know how to use it. But would it have caught a person on the left hand side of me that hit my mirror? I don't know if that it would have did that or not. But other than that, y'all, it's just me and Ripley, and yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm just me. I'm just me. I just, you got to stay humble in this game, because you could be doing so great 1 minute, you could be on top of your game 1 minute, and then the next minute you could lose everything out here. That's how serious it is out here, everybody has ups and downs. And do I lease at my job? Yes, I lease a truck. And um I was somebody called me about coming to work for LTI. That's why I recruit for so many people, because I didn't want to just recruit for just one company. It's because one company is not a fit for everybody. People have so many things that they are interested in, and just me being, recruiting for LTI was not going to, it doesn't fit everybody. So I wanted to do something that I can find a place for, just about everybody. So that's why I started the independent. But yeah, I lease here with LTI, and I'm 2 years invested. I'm trying my best, y'all. I got less than 2 years to pay my truck off. And thank you for, your words of encouragement, telling me to keep going, because sometimes you feel like giving up. Sometimes you be like, I don't want to do this no more. It got to be something else better. I don't want to do this no more. But I'm trying to hang in there, and I'm trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's all we ever try to do, is see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right now, I'm in a 2016 Freightliner. I have 400,000 miles on it, and I'm maintaining it. Trying to get it paid off. That's it. So, if I do that, it will be a wonderful and great thing. That's the plan, is to stay focused and work. You don't want to be married again. You don't want to be married again. But this career, like, if you a husband and wife and y'all on the same page and y'all get along with each other, and like your husband is your best friend and your wife is your best friend, and like nothing can come between y'all, and they ain't with that game. One thing I can't stand is a person with game. I just can't stand that lying and going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that at all. What is a breaking point to me? A breaking point to me in a relationship would be somebody that cheats, and somebody that is abusive. That's a breaking point. And somebody that you just grow separate. You grow separate. You just on two separate pages. Like, you ain't even in the book. You ain't even in the same chapter. You just in two separate books. Okay. I don't want a relationship like that. I want a relationship where you can walk around, you smiling, you happy, they enjoying you enjoying them, and you working together. Liar and a cheater. That's one thing I just can't stand. Tell me the truth. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna go out there and you gonna be with somebody else, just give me a heads up. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be in no situation. I'm glad you got somebody. I've never been like that. I've never been the one that was trying to argue with the other woman, or other than that. I was the one that would call. Like, if a woman called me, let me tell you something. If a woman, whatever goes on in the dark comes to light, okay? I had a woman call me, and she called me, and she said, Tamara, I want to talk to you woman to woman. I was like, oh my God. Okay, what you got to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't going to tell me nothing, okay? I'd rather it come from you, because he ain't going to tell me nothing. And she said, well, I've been seeing your man for about a year now. And I was like, girl, a year? Shut up. When? And She was like, he do this and he do that. I was like, girl, you ain't getting no time at all because this man is home every afternoon. Like when he got off of work, he's home. Like he's in the bed. When are y'all seeing each other? And she was like, well, he comes and see me while he was at work. He comes and see me while he was at work. And I was like, what? I said, he really good there. I said, but you know what? I am so glad that you called me because he is not my man anymore. He's now your man. So I hope you have room for all his needs, and I hope that you can help with his kids because he got 5 of them. Okay, so he gonna need you to help him with the kids, and he's gonna need you to get him a place to stay, and also he gonna need you to get him a vehicle because in the morning I'm gonna call the people to come pick up his truck. Okay, because I brought that, but he paid a note, but I brought it. So um he ain't gonna be able to afford that. So I hope that you're able to handle all that. And I just want to say thank you so much because you have lifted a burden off of me. But he wasn't making sure you did. No, and I was like, this man protected me like I don't know what, like nothing, no. And there was no phone call. So if y'all checking the messages and the phones and all that kind of stuff, stop wasting your time, girl. Ain't nothing in the phone. He got another phone. Okay? Ain't nothing in the main phone. You can cancel that. Ain't nothing on the bill. Ain't nothing, no messages, none of that. These men are smart now. There was a man told me that he can text. He can text from his phone, but then the number disappears, something like that. Girl, these men done got smart. Men used to be like, you could find anything out on there because they used to tell on themselves, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, with the internet and all this stuff that's going on, they done got real smart. So now they got their own separate, they got 2 phones. Remember Kevin Gates, he said, I got 2 phones? That's what they doing now. They got 2 phones. So it's one that they come in the house with, and there's another phone in the car, in the trunk, somewhere else. Okay, he don't come home with that phone. Yeah, that he's your man now, girl. He ain't my man. That's your man, girl. He is not, man. We ain't no longer sleeping together. He ain't gonna touch me. Matter of fact, as soon as I get off this phone, I'm packing up his stuff, girl, and it's over. You know, oh my God, she saved me so much money. I was just like so through. But sometimes that's what it takes. And I told him, I said, look, I know something going on. I just can't put my finger on it. But somebody gonna tell something. Just watch. Sit back in the cut. Somebody gonna tell something. Because somebody ain't gonna let you just live your life the way you want to live your life. They gonna come and interrupt because they want to be known. I'm starting to get people to hang up the phone, you know, when they call me and hang up the phone. Somebody trying to tell you something, girl. They calling you, hanging up the phone. They ride by the house. They can tell you where you live at, what kind of work you do. And I don't know nothing about you, girl. I don't know nothing about you. And you know everything about me. Child, it's finna be your man, girl. You can have all this. Especially when you taking care of everything. Girl, you can't be hurt when you taking care of everything. You cannot be hurt when you taking care of everything. I was saving money. I ain't had to pay no car note. I ain't had to pay no insurance. I ain't had to help out on the child support. I ain't had to do none of that. And it was still my house. Girl, you did me a favor, girl. Did me a favor. You just don't know what you got yourself, honey. You should have left that man alone. Child, he lied to you. What did he tell you? He tell you he paid for anything? Girl, that man ain't never paid a water bill in this house since he been here, okay? Po thing, that's all right, but you got you a man now, honey. And I was out of there. Baby. Let me tell you something. You leave on Friday at 5. I'm leaving on Friday at 6. You come back to the house on Sunday at 12. I'll meet you back at the house Sunday at 5 in the afternoon. And I promise you I will have more fun than you. Okay? I ain't no joke. But when you get through, let me see. under the man. I used to wait a minute now. Don't I ain't gonna sit up there and blame the men about everything, honey. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, I used to put my men under like Pizza Hut. They would be Pizza Hut, Domino's. They would be emergency room, hospital. I never had the people I was dating under their real name. They would be like AT&T, Verizon. You would call them like that. And this is another thing you do. It's like you don't call if you dating more than one person. Don't call them by their first name. You call everybody baby. Okay. That way you don't get nobody confused. So anytime you meet somebody, you say, okay, baby. Okay, baby. All right, baby. Goodbye, baby. Love you, babe. Da 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 da. Never call them by their first name. Because if you call them by their first name, you're going to get somebody confused. When you go to sleep at night, especially if you're a person that's talking in your sleep, can't do that, girl. You got to call everybody baby. Baby, baby. How you doing, baby? So, even when you answer the phone and you don't know who it is, hey, baby. They don't know. They don't know, okay? Everybody think they baby. Ask baby who he is. Girl, baby will say he about 4 or 5 people. But that was when I was dating. That was after my first marriage, honey. That was after my first marriage. Okay? You call everybody baby. And, but yeah, Teresa, call everybody baby. And you don't have to worry about getting nobody mixed up. And then, you know, if you dating more than one person and you're not serious with nobody, you know, just put them in the phone as Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, AT&T, Verizon. Put them in the phone for like something like that. But yeah. In case you text them. But yeah, mine had 2 phones, girl. He had one phone. I thought I had the main phone. No, I ain't had the main phone. He had one in the car in the book bag, girl. I was like, look at here. Ain't this something? Oh, who paid for this phone? Dead giveaway. You're not the only one. That's right. When they call you baby and they don't call you by your first name, you suspect, okay? Somebody always call you baby, especially if you don't know them, okay? You are suspect. But y'all, that was back in the day, baby. I was something else. I wasn't no joke. You hear me? But what goes around comes around. You know, karma is everything. You know, I kind of expected it because with my first husband, it's serious out here, that cheating, yeah. But let me tell you something. Let me be honest with you. My first husband that I was married. I had got married when I was 17 years old. And the first husband that I had, we was married for, I want to say 20 years. Yeah, we was married for like, no, I was 17, 20, 30. No, we was married for like 10 years, 27, 30, something like that. And I really got married when I was really young. And I cheated. I did. I cheated and got caught. They had called, what they call? They called, what's that, cheaters.com. They had to call cheaters on me. And but they never caught me because I would go park my car like at the casino or whatever the case may be, and I would take another car somewhere else. But yeah. And then after my divorce from my first husband, I'm not perfect. Don't think, no, not at all. Okay, we all have come short, fall short. Okay, but that first, when I got my first divorce, I knew if I met somebody else that karma was going to come back around and get me. Okay, I didn't know when, I just knew it was coming. Okay, so what happened is somebody that I really cared about and I thought that was genuine and was 100 and all this kind of stuff, turned around and cheated on me. So, I always tell people it's not a good thing. It happened. I was in my 30s or whatever the case may be. And it started, let me tell you how it started. I used to work at the Navy base, right? And it started, this man, I was selling cookies for Arshawn. I was selling cookies. Arshawn was in elementary school and I was selling cookies for Arshawn at his school, right? And this man came up to me and he wanted to buy some cookies. And I was like, okay, so how many cookies you want? How many packs of cookies you want? Girl, the man spent $100 in cookies, right? That year I was like the top mom for bringing in sales for cookies for Arshawn. I was number one. Arshawn had the number one prize at the cookies, right? So he brought $100 worth of cookies, right? And I was like, okay. Then he came back the next day. He kept calling, asking, was his cookies in? My cookies come in? Yeah, my cookies come in. And I was like, no, your cookies ain't here yet. And but that's how it started. We was working on the Navy base. He was like a chief in the military, and one thing led to another, and before you knew it, I was caught up. I don't have no excuse. But other than that, I don't ever, that's a hurting feeling to be on either side. I had hurt my ex-husband when I did that, and when it happened to me, I had experienced that same hurt that he felt when I did it to him. So, you don't never want to, never want to experience that. That is a hurtful feeling, okay? But yeah, it came back on me. Sure did. Karma, when they tell you about karma, karma ain't no joke. Whatever goes around comes around. Whatever you do in the dark will come to light, okay? So don't think that, you can get away with it, because 9 times out of 10 you won't. But other than that, y'all didn't have nothing to do. It's 8 o'clock. I'm finna finish putting in my applications. And let me see. Was married twice. My first one should have left him a long time ago. My second one passed away. But they both had their situations. They are habits. They are sneaky. Yeah. Yeah. I can't make no excuses for, what I've done in my past. But, you just try to do better. Where's Ripley? Ripley's up there. Ripley don't want to be bothering me. Ripley stay up in that front. Ripley, come here, Rip. He stay up in the front. He in the front. He on duty. I would love it. So yeah, I never dated anybody younger than me. Never dated anybody younger than me. But yeah, I never dated anybody younger than me. Not at all. But other than that, y'all, I just wanted to come chit chat with you, tell you, just have a little talk with you. Everything ain't got to be about business all the time, We could just sit down and talk about marriage, relationships, and all kinds of stuff. That young man, he got a strong band. I don't want no young man. A lot of times, young people that are younger than me are not there where I need them to be mentally. They may be there physically, but not mentally. Mentally, they have to have what is this? Oh, my earrings. They have to have a great mental mind and be emotionally connected and all that kind of stuff. So, but other than that, y'all, I just came to say hello. Just want to spend a little time with y'all. I don't do a lot of, live feeds, and every time I come doing a live feed, it's always about recruiting or business or trucking or whatever. Sometimes you just want to sit back and talk about life and stuff like that, Like I said, I'm not perfect. I done made a lot of mistakes in my past, and I'm not proud of everything that I've done, but you learn and you just try to do better. That's all you can do. So when I'm talking to you all about getting out here, getting in this industry, and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you what I know. You're not the only one that been through the struggle, been through the pain, been through the hurt. I know how it is. I know when you turn around and you don't have nothing and nobody, and you can't depend on anybody for nothing. And you just going out there on a hope and a prayer. You see what I'm saying? And you have nothing to lose, and all you can do is go forward. So when people are calling and talking about my trainer and this is happening and that is happening, and at the end of the day, you still got to push through. You still got to make it happen, because if you don't, what do you have to go back home to? What do you have at the house? There is a reason why you came out here. There's a reason why you picked up that phone and said, you know what, I'm tired. I'm tired of being on food stamps. I'm tired of working these dead end jobs. I'm tired of working every 2 weeks and my check is not being anything. Yeah, DeMarco, we need to do cocktails and conversations together. You be having some good topics and stuff like that. I be laughing, but yeah, I don't have to be serious all the time. I'm a woman just like anybody else. I go through things just like anybody else. I'm not perfect, just like, by no means. And sometimes you just want to sit and have a talk with your girls and your guys, and talk about relationships and talk about issues and talk about things that we go through out here in the trucking industry. And all of it's not all of it is not just all happy go lucky. We go through things out here as well. Yeah, going through those dead end jobs. Everybody that I talk to on the phone in recruiting, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and nobody's called me yet and said, hey, Miss Diva, I'm making $1 million and I thought trucking would be fun and I'm ready to put in my application and start my career. It doesn't work like that. Everybody's starting from everybody's starting over. A lot of people are starting over. They're making career changes. They are and when you get out here, don't think you're going to come out here and be making $80,000-$90,000 in your first year, because it's not unlikely going to happen. You are going to have to put in that work. In order for anything to pay off, you're going to have to put in the work. This is no different than anything else. The thing I like about trucking is I don't have to wait for nobody to die to get a raise. Okay. I don't have to wait for nobody to quit their job so I can get promoted. Okay. I don't have to do that. I can develop my own plan. That's why when I talk to you all, it's like, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about the fleet owners. Don't worry about people buying trucks. You work your plan. Whatever is good for you to make sure that you reach the next level by however it is that you want to do it, that's what you do. That's what you do. It's okay to listen, you glad this person doing this and you can see the progress of this person and that person or whatever, but you have to follow your own path out here. What is a good trucking company? Because Star Stinks, they took my money without out paying the girl. What? Took your money without paying you. I got a lot of them. Give me a call, Teresa. I'll be more than happy to go over the companies that I have. But every day, I'm looking for uh, uh, companies every day. There's so many opportunities out here. It doesn't have to be just you just stuck driving your truck or making a certain amount of money. The options are endless out here. You only have to be complacent if you want to be complacent. There's no reason why you got to be doing the same thing over and over and not making no money for 5-10 years. There's no reason. You got to develop your plan. You got to work your plan, and you can't be afraid to step out on faith. A lot of this is stepping out on faith. You don't know. It's a risk. Everything you do is a risk. Let me see. O'Brien Transportation is a good company. That the company I drive for, we are on our way to company over there. That is very good company to work for. Hit me up if anybody is interested. Yeah, DeMarco, he works at a good company. I mean, and DeMarco, it took a minute, right? It took a minute to find your fit. Then when you find your fit, you good. You know, you could see it now. At first you couldn't see it. When you was just getting started, you couldn't see where you know these other companies, but you hung in there. You didn't give up. You got your experience, you kept your record clean, and then you found the company that is a good fit for you, you know, and that really pays you well. And that's outstanding. And now, you know, I saw you able to do things that you couldn't afford to do now that you couldn't afford to do then, like taking your family out to Vegas, buying you a car, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. You able to do that now, and that's the reason why, you know, you got into this industry. um Gotta call, you ran into a problem. Okay, call me, I'm here. My appointment is not till 1 o'clock. I'm gonna be up tonight, putting in some applications and things like that. So, but other than y'all, it's been an hour. um just wanted to come and, you know, just share some things that was on my mind. But I'm just like, you know, there's a lot of independent women out here in this industry, and they make their own money, and they don't depend on anybody to do anything for them. But they still want to be in relationships. They still want to be loved. They still want to be supported. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that you bring to the table? What is it can you enhance? You always want somebody to be an asset to you. You know, you don't want nobody to take away. You want somebody to add to whatever it is that you got going on. Because if you're doing all this, you know, by yourself, what can that person bring to the table for you? You know? Um, but other than that, y'all, peace, love, joy, and happiness. Think about those things. Think about what you want to do. You know, if you go getters and y'all women, y'all independent out here, take your time, no rush. You building your empire. You building what it is that you want to do out here, and don't let nobody stop you. Don't let no, you know, if somebody doesn't come with you bringing something to the table, let it go. Leave them alone. Let them go do their own thing. You can't save everybody. You can only save yourself. Be selfish sometimes. Look after yourself for once. You know, you can't look after everybody else. If people don't want to grow up and they don't want to be on board with the plan, then you got to cut them loose. You got to let them go. But other than that, y'all, peace, love, joy, and happiness. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night.